Hey everybody, it's Joe Parr, founder of the Ladies Working Dog Group. Are you feeling stuck with your gun dog training? Trust me, you're not alone, and that's exactly why you need to be here. Every week, we're bringing you the best tips and hacks to make training your gun dog easy peasy. We'll keep it straightforward, no fuss, just actionable guidance that you can put straight to use. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of Found It, Fetched It. This week I'm talking to Kristina Radar of Hundepraxis. I hope I said that correctly, Kristina. And we're going to be talking all about her organization and how she does business in a different country. I'm really excited about this because there's quite a lot of similarities between our organization. So let's start with a big welcome. Welcome, Kristina. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me here. I'm happy to be here and curious what your questions will be.
Yourself and myself, we've done little pieces of work over a few years now. I've been very lucky and very grateful to be on your podcast and to do some stuff with your organization. But before we go into that, can you tell everybody listening a little bit about your background?
Yes, I think about how I should start. So, first of all, I think I got to Earth with the wish to have a dog because it was really early when I was always in the ears of my parents that it's so boring life without a dog. And if there are Sundays without doing anything, it would be really better to have a dog. And I think when I was 7, we got the first one. So it was at the end of the nerves of my parents. So they were fine with that, and we got a golden retriever. Yeah, like you shouldn't buy one, so not with a really good club behind. You get there, see some puppies, think they're cute, and you pick up one. Yeah, and it was a really, I think not a golden like it's typical you think when you get one out from the working lines. It doesn't want it to retrieve anything. He doesn't want to go into water. He wasn't fine with other dogs. So it wasn't the easiest one. And so I was always in dogs. I was always with my mom around in the dog school. Also, when I was 7, I was, I think, nearly with every lesson I was around. And also, if there was anything with dogs, I was there. And when I was 13, my mother died, and it was my thing after that to take care of the dog. And it was also, I think, a little bit luck to have the dog and also to get half year later another one. Because when you are 13 and you lose your, I think, most important person in life, it's not that easy to come along. And the dogs were always my ritual the whole day. You had to stand up before school, you had to work. I think I'm the only girl that was 13, and every day before school I went up early to walk the dog. After school, coming back, the first thing, walk the dog. And it was also a time where I was a little bit connected to a lady that had a dog school, and she was also a hunter and also trained hunting dogs. And so I got a little bit more into it because the second dog I got was a German Wirehair. I discussed so long with the breeder that he, at the end gave me the second bitch. He just wanted to keep for himself. And she also wasn't a really easy dog because she was everything else than easy. She was, I think she was afraid of shots. She was really, when she was 5 months old, she was running like hell. You had a point in the sky somewhere. She was around for herself. She wasn't easy with other dogs. She wasn't easy with other people. So everything you could imagine, she did, and she really was a really challenge for me. And during this time, I also get more into the dog world more and more. And I think when I was 18 or 19, because I was so much with seminars, with lessons with the lady, with the dog school, I got into the dog training more and more and had my first lessons. And it took a while. When my German wire hair died, then I got a Labrador, because always I had in my mind, I knew the one from the lady. I went also for the dog school, and she was such a nice dog. And although my German Wirehair bitch didn't like any dogs, she was fine with her. It was, I think, the only dog she came along with. And I had always in my mind, the next dog I get, it will be something like that, not the things I had before. And yeah, when my German Wirehair died with 12 years around, then this lady was so sad with me. And she, I don't know why, she didn't have the relationship she thought she should have with the dog, with this Labrador bitch. And so she asked me, yeah, maybe should she sleep a night with you, that you aren't alone when you haven't a dog yet. And so I said, yes, why not? And she came with me, and it was like, yeah, she had been all the time with me. And after that, she stayed there. And I think she was 5 years old then. And yeah, we were a team from the first day on. And after a while, I get also a partner with different, or with many dogs. So in total, we had, I think, around 10 or 11 dogs, also Labradors, Golden Spaniels. And we breed together also. And yes, now I'm there with my 3 Labrador bitches and 1 dog, and still running the business, giving seminars, retriever training, dummy training, doing training holidays with the people around, and yeah, doing many online trainings also, stuff like this. And this is a small thing from the beginning till now.
It's mad, isn't it, how we start one path with one dog, with one plan, with one expectation, and then as it grows, it sort of becomes our like entire world. So you've got a selection of Labradors at this point, and you're, if I'm understanding right, you're working with this lady. At which point did you sort of separate and this became your organization? And then how did that go from sort of being this sort of organization where you were training face to face to this almost similar to us? You almost got like a global business now, haven't you? You've got a podcast, you've got this organization people can become can log into and do courses, etc. How did that happen for you?
First, I was always working together with somebody, first with the dog school from the lady. I got the Labrador. Later on, with the man I was in a relationship with. So we also did the work together. And when I get separated from him, then afterwards I said, no, now it's my thing going forward, whatever it takes.
That's fabulous. And tell us a little bit more about like that journey, like, you know, because when I look at your photos, and if anybody is listening to this, you can find a wonderful account on Instagram. What is your Instagram handle, Kristina?
My Instagram account,
Yes.
it's hundepraxis.com.
Fab. And if you go and see that, there's thousands of posts of you with your dogs. It's absolutely beautiful. You spend a lot of time working with your dogs, and as a sort of not an offshoot of that, but your photos and your images from the work you do with your dogs then help promote your business, don't they?
Yeah, of course, they help because I think they show a little bit how you are with your dogs, because when you take pictures with anybody or when I get out with the photographer, it's usually they take a picture when you don't think about that they are taking some pictures now. And yeah, it's of course very helpful to have so many very, very impressive pictures and so many nice shots from you and your dog. It's always when we go out and when we do some photos, I'm always impressed what's coming out there after some minutes, and it's always a pleasure. Yeah.
And do you still hunt with your dogs?
For sure, yes. How it's possible for us here, because in Germany we don't have that much possibilities. We don't have the game or the game industry like you have it in the UK. So we don't have that many parts where you have much ducks, much pheasant, much partridges, and so on. So if I'm going out for picking up, I'm usually in Belgium. So I'm living close to the Belgian border, and there I have some places where I can go over. And yeah, finally finished my shooting license. So maybe there will be also another possibilities now, because till now I just went out with the dogs and just went with them for picking up. And now I will see what's going on in this year again.
So you started off with a golden retriever, and then you had a pointer, and now you have labs. Do labs have your heart forever, or are you ever tempted by other breeds?
Mm, I also like very much the working Springer Spaniels. So, but it's not easy to get here in Germany a really good one, because it's very upset. The really English type, the working Springer type, we don't breed here because we just have I think the show lines. We have also some that are a little bit more the hunting lines, but it's not the body, it's not the temper, what they have. So it's very difficult. We can go over to the Netherlands or to Denmark, where we maybe just have some kennels, because of course I could get over to England, but then I just can't, or I can take a puppy when it's 16 weeks old over with me. So it's also not that nice possibility I prefer. But I'm a little bit searching about that. So a working Springer Spaniel will be around with me again, and also Golden will be also again with me. But it's it's the Labrador will still be every time with me. But I think here in Germany, for me at the moment, it's not that easy to get a working golden that I think it's from the temperament, it's from the character, it's from the working, it's from the confirmation like that, what I prefer. So it's not easy. And we also have, yeah, and healthy. So it's a little bit difficult. And I'm always looking what's coming out, and it's still in my mind. Yeah, maybe also gain a German wire hair, because I just have to, yeah, to prove my mind if there should be also another German wire hairs, not like the crazy lady I had. So I think this will be also a challenge for me somewhere in life where I will get another one.
I think over here we call that glutton for punishment and wanting it to do it again. But yeah, I can totally understand. And there are such emotional connections with different dogs in your past. I know for myself, I I don't want to recreate the past, but there's certainly parts of me that want to to continue what I was doing with dad and after dad, and seeing where I can take that. With regards to sort of your podcast, how did you get into that? Because I wasn't sort of forced into it, but it was an idea, it got thrown up, we started doing it, and we like in this third year or coming into the third year, I think. What made you do something similar around working dogs in Germany?
I think my idea is always to make the people understand dogs better. It's not just about training or to show the people how they should hold their hand when they have something inside, or how they have to do it to keep the dog nice on the leash. It's for me, it's always the understanding behind and the understanding for the dog, and to be interested in dogs. Because when you have a pet at home, or you want to train a dog for something sportive or for the hunting, it's so much easier to come along and to deal with different things if you understand your dog, and also if you're interested in modern methods, how it's working, also to look on different sportive things. So I like also very much I don't know, the protection dog work. I love it when I see Malinois that are really nice trained and that are really doing a great job. And it's also interesting for me to look to different people, different types of working with the dog, how it works there, because you learn every time, or you should learn every time. And sometimes it's good to have a look at this or this, to just, maybe get something in it that helps you further on when you have a problem training with yourself or with the dog.
Fabulous. And recently, we both recorded something for you. Run like an annual online congress. Tell us a little bit more about that, like why you started that, what your plans are for it, and how our members can sort of like be involved in that.
Yeah, I last year I had the, I think, shortcut idea to do a dummy training online congress, because I know it from different sorts or different times of life, that you make a congress for something selling, or medical congresses. And a congress, an online congress, of course, it comes everything a little bit faster from the COVID time, but not everything is bad from this. So with a congress, you have three, now this time there will be 3 days with, I think, 8 to 10 different interviews, or different speeches about so many topics all around the dummy training, from different trainers, from the medical part, from also a vet, from a sportive physiotherapist, from different people, so that you can have so many topics in 3 days about just getting an idea, maybe if you think, okay, how this person deals with this question or this topic. How does he or she start with the training with puppy, or how does she or he build up lines, or whatever that comes. And it's just, to have days where you can get ideas, and if you think the ideas are very interesting, you can get, of course, more into contact, you can get more into what they're doing there. And of course, anybody can join it, because you can enter it and get 1 month for free. Just all the time, you can do everything, you can see everything, you can watch it like how many times you want to do it. And so, yeah, maybe it is helpful because you have a problem and maybe the topic will be a good idea for you. Maybe something will be new, maybe something will be for repeating, and it's just good to have it on mind again. And so I love it to share knowledge and to make it possible for everybody to take part in it. That's the thing behind.
So we'll put up some information for those who are listening in the members lounge now, because we are recording this for ffour-legged, but we are streaming it live into our member section as a perk for them to listen to Kristina. And if you have any questions, ladies, please put them in the Facebook comments and I can ask Kristina those for you. But if you're listening on ffour-legged, we'll put a link in the show notes to the Congress so that you can go and find out more about that. Going back to your dogs, Kristina, what is it that you find the most difficult about working with Labradors?
The most difficult. I think that they are also so different and not like everybody thinks. It's always the easiest to train a Labrador because everybody thinks, it's just to tell them what they should do and they will do everything. But they're also, every dog's different, and I think a little bit more the sensitive ones. So it's also a challenge to learn how to handle them and not to force them too much, not to punish them too much, to read them and not to be involved if they make nice eyes and say, I don't know what you're doing or what you're wanting from me, but she knows very exactly what she should do now. And I think more isn't there, because they're really nice to train, or a dog that is nice to train, because that's the only one. I don't know a Labrador that it's not easy to motivate with food, maybe for some things, for the heel work or for the recall or whatever. And maybe the interesting in food could be also a thing that can fall on your feet, but with the Labradors, it's really a nice working breed I like to train on.
I absolutely agree with you. I think there is this perception by those who haven't owned a Labrador that a Labrador isn't a challenge, but I totally agree with you. Every single dog is different. You can have a really easy to train Spaniel and a really easy to train HPR. They do exist. They are amongst us. But, and the same way, you can have incredibly hard versions of every breed to train, can't you?
Yes, that's true. That also is a development that maybe is a part when you look at the breed. I think it's changing a bit. You have to really focus on what you prefer in the dog, what you want to have near your leg when you go out. If you want a relaxed, nice, calm dog, or if you want to have a hot one that is really just want to go forward and nearly exploding when you say something. And it's not that easy, because I think it's not the training, it's more to look what dog you get from, because there are many dogs that have so much temperament, or that have so much, eager to work, that it's a little bit too much. And usually these dogs that I have really a little bit, I like it when they have very much temperament, but these ones that are just looking for work, I think the most I've seen a little bit in the character, not that sure in the whole life around. So that's a thing, a point. I prefer to look at where I got the dog from, what it's bred from, and how the parents are like and how the puppies are raised up. That's very important for me.
It's funny you mentioned those points, because I was speaking on another episode with some of the experts, and there's almost across all the breeds, they're getting faster, they're getting hotter, they're getting quicker. And for newcomers into the sport, it is far more difficult now to find a calmer bred dog, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I think also the exercises or the things we want to see in tests have also changed a bit. It's, yeah, getting far away. It's getting very technical sometimes. It's very, yeah, also a high level for the dogs. And of course, you need dogs that have the will to go for it. But yeah, still, I think I don't know how much you take your dogs into training, but when I see how much my dogs are working and training and how much they're just laying around and coming with me all my day, it's a point that it's really important to look at how the dog's in the rest of his life. And so I think when you want to have a working dog, it doesn't matter if you look for a spaniel, for a retriever, for something pointing dogs or whatever. You don't have just to look at the points from different tests they made, and you don't need the dog that made all the highest points with everything. It's just the thing your heart says, okay, these parents are nice, that are friendly with every foreigner, they are friendly with dogs, they are easy in life. I think that is more important because, yeah, if you have a working dog, training that to work will be also fine. If you have not the hottest one, it will be also working.
Absolutely. I think it's almost as if you need to say, let me see the parents when they switched on, and now let me see the parents when they switched off. And can they make that change?
Yeah, it's very interesting. But that's what, of course, we prefer from the retrievers very much. If they are checking there, sitting there between, yeah, I think many, many minutes, many hours, nothing to do. And how, yeah, could they relax? But when you tell them to work something, are they on point? And that's the thing, yeah, we should have our focus on when we get, of course, also in training right from the beginning. But I think it's very, very great part to look where you get the dog from.
Absolutely. Going forward for you with your dogs and with your organization, we're in the start of a new year, 2024. What sort of things do you have planned for yourself with your dogs? Like, will you be doing more tests, etc., and what will you be doing with the business?
First, I think with my oldest one, she's now 8. But she's fit and she's healthy. So with her, I want to go on tests a little bit more because, yeah, you don't know how many time there's still with them to go out. Then I think I will make a litter with her daughter now this year because everything is fine for that. So this will be also very interesting because the daughter is the last litter I had 5 years before, nearly again. So this will be also very interesting time for me. And then, yes, we will do, of course, many travels. We'll be around doing vacation holidays with the people, training around and different things. So we are also filming some steps from the training with my youngest one. She's now good 2 years old. So we're doing the steps right from the beginning, puppy, and so hopefully sometimes for the open ready. So of course that is always a project we are going around. And what I'm planning always the most important things, so I have it in my life. But I'm always a little bit spontaneous, looking what's coming into life into the year. And if I could wish in the autumn, I would be, or I'd like to come over to England again to train a little bit, and also maybe for some hunting days.
Well, we'll definitely see if we can arrange something. It would be lovely to meet you face to face.
Yes, that would be fine.
I've met so many wonderful people from the UK, but across the world from the stuff I do with working dogs. And when I look at them sometimes, I never thought they would bring me this. You know, it couldn't be foreseen. But yeah, I'm very grateful to my two for giving me the friendships they've given me inadvertently.
Yeah, it's so nice when you travel around in different countries and you join with people that are also doing the same like you. If you go to Denmark or if you go to Belgium, if you go to Austria or wherever you're going, you can go out with the dogs and everybody could make an exercise and you know what to do. That's I like with these sports. And it's also really a nice joinment with meet new people. It's always nice.
Absolutely. Before I end our podcast, we've got one question. What is the name of your podcast, Kristina?
It's the Hundepraxis.com podcast.
Fabulous. Keeping it all easy, and that's absolutely important because you know, it's simple to find everything. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the same for Kristina's Instagram, which we've covered. I think it's the same on Facebook as well, isn't it? From what I've seen. So you can find everything. And it is absolutely fabulous to follow everything because for me, it's not just what I learn from you, but like even the photos and things, I get to see life in the country, in a different country. And that's so fantastic to watch. I'm just checking to make sure if there's any other questions. Members Lounge, I know they are, this came out of the blue, but if there is anybody who's got any questions that you want me to ask, can you pop them in the comments and I'll make sure I read through them. Bear with me, Kristina.
Maybe it's also, in addition, important to mention that with the Congress, if they get part into it, there are also different speeches on English. So it's not just German. And there will be subtitles for the German people, down the English ones, and in the opposite again. So you don't have to understand German if you want to join that.
Which, yeah, I'm sure that's lots of people's questions because not as many British can speak European languages as Europeans can speak British. We are very much behind you now, without a shadow of a doubt. But you do
But you
have
speak a world language, so
dogs.
dogs, yes.
So, what other English speakers do you have?
At the moment, I have my imagination. I have Rita Kökini, I have Oliver Kirali, I have you. I have many more. but
there'll be almost like a list, won't there? If I remember from last year, you provide like a list of all the speakers.
yes,
Fab.
yes, they can see it. Yeah.
And what's the dates for that?
It's beginning on the 15th of February, and then from this point on, 1 month.
Fabulous. Okay. I can't see any of the questions at this point. Thank you very, very much, Kristina, for doing this podcast with me, and thank you very, very much for agreeing to go live into the members community as well, because I think for those who listen to our podcasts are great, but I always like visually watching something as well. I feel sometimes a better connection with the person because I can see them and I can hear them at the same time. So thank you very, very much for that. For everyone listening, please check the show notes. This will have all the information for you to contact Kristina. And all I've got left to do is say thank you very much, Kristina, for giving us your time.
Thank you very much for having me here. It was a pleasure.
That's it for today's episode. A massive thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to head over to the LWDG and sign up for our membership. Get access to expert-led training, a wonderfully supportive community, and the resources you need to become a confident and skilled gun dog trainer. Let's take this journey together, because no woman should have to train her gun dog alone. We'll see you all next week.